Hello, and welcome to my YouTube channel. Please ensure to like, share, and subscribe. And also click the bell notification in the top right-hand corner to be made aware anytime I upload tutorials or videos to YouTube. All right, let's craft together. All right, guys, so today I'm going to show you how to actually use a large image in Microsoft PowerPoint for sublimation onto a t-shirt. Okay, so here I am in Microsoft PowerPoint, and so the first thing I want to do is I want to change the slide size. Right now the slide size is at 8.5 by 11, so I'm going to go up to the menu and select design. I'm going to come over to the slide size here on the right and click that little down arrow and select custom slide size. And right here, I'm just going to type in 11 for the width and 17 for the height because that's what size paper I'm going to be working with. And I'm going to leave it on the portrait and click OK. And then you want to select Ensure Fit. Now, when we get here, we want to remove this, and we could easily, just highlight it and delete it. But the best way for me is to just click and select Layout and choose Blank. That way, every time you add a slide now, it's going to have those same measurements, slide size and also blank. Okay, so you won't have to delete those little boxes every time because PowerPoint thinks you're trying to do some type of presentation or something like that. All right, so the next thing we're going to do is I'm going to insert my image. The image I'm going to be working with is an image that I purchased off of Etsy. So you're going to go to the menu and select Insert, Picture, this device. And this is the image that I'm going to be working with. I'm going to insert that. Now the image comes in super small. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to click and copy, okay? And then I'm going to go to the second slide. So I have two slides here. This is going to be my, image slide, and this is going to be my actual slide or sheet that I'm going to use for sublimation. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to right click and select Format Background. And I'm going to come over to the Format Background and I'm going to choose Picture or Texture Fill. And then I'm going to select Clipboard. And I'm selecting Clipboard because when I copied this image, I copied it to the clipboard. So I'm going to click on Clipboard. And now I have my image in here all nice and large, right? Now, one of the things that you want to do, I'm going to show you how to do this first, and then I'm going to show you how to rotate this image for sublimation, okay? So if you're not doing sublimation, then you can leave it in this orientation here. But what we want to do is to bring these sides or, tops in to make it all merge and fit nicely. So we're going to go to the offset left and right, and we're going to click on this little down arrow or up arrow, I'm sorry. And you're going to notice my image starts to move inward so that I can have everything in. And I'm going to do the same thing with the offset right. I'm going to click on the up arrow and bring that in. Now I have that large image, not the little small image, all on one slide and super big, okay? Now, if you're doing sublimation, what we're going to do is we're going to do a new slide. We're going to take this image. We're going to go up to the menu and select Picture Format, Rotate, and we're going to flip it horizontally, okay? And again, we're just going to copy that. We're going to come down to that blank slide and select Picture or Texture Fill and Clipboard. And now we have it in the reverse. And we're going to do the same thing. We're going to click on those little up arrows, and we're going to bring our image in from the offset left and right so that everything is inside on our paper. There we go. So this is sublimation. This one would be for sublimation. This one would be for anything you want to print non-sublimation. This is your background, guys. Notice when I click on it, it doesn't move. That's because we made it our background. Whereas this one, we just placed an image here. So if we move it, or click it, we can move it around, okay? So now at this point, you want to click on the slide that you want to print for your sublimation or print for non-sublimation, but we're doing sublimation, so it needs to be mirrored. And we're going to go up to File, and we're going to say Print. And I'm using my HP Office chip, Epson. I'm sorry, I keep saying HP. My Epson Workforce 7720, and we want to select Current Slide. If you don't select current slide, it's going to print all 3 slides, and we don't want that. And then we're going to go to the printer properties because this is sublimation for me. So I want it to come out of paper cassette 1. I have it on tabloid, which is the 11 by 17. I'm going to select quality and just make sure that that's good. And I'm going to go to more options and make sure that high speed is deselected. I don't want that selected. And then I'm going to come back to the main. And all I have to do now is click on OK. Everything else is ready to go. And then I would just click on print. So I'm going to print this out. Then I'm going to come up on my screen and we're going to finish out this sublimation on a large t-shirt using 11 by 17 A-sub paper for sublimation. All right, guys. So I have my A-sub 11 by 17. This is the paper that I'm using. And I've already taken out my sheet here. And so with your A-sub, it's going to have the A-sub on the back. So you automatically know what side you're going to be printing on. And then it's just your plain white on the front. Now I'm going to go ahead and remove my paper cassette number 1. And I'm going to go ahead and load my paper. I already have it set so that it will receive a 11 by 17. So we're going to be putting the A-sub, the A-sub on the back is going to be facing me. And I'm just going to open up my tray here. So I'm just going to show you guys, for those that are not familiar with the Epson Workforce 7720, this is the tray. You can see how long that is. And so I just extended this so that it will receive my 11 by 17, but this actually goes up pretty large. It goes larger than the 11 by 17. So I'm going to size it accordingly. So now I have my paper in. I'm going to put my cover back on. And it is ready to go in my machine. And I'm ready to print. Now, one of the things I like about sublimation is that I can make the image very large, like you see here. This is direct to vinyl. And this, you're going to have to base it off the size of your paper. So this paper was 8.5 by 11. So you can only get so large, okay? It's not really an issue, but if you're doing larger shirts, you don't want a little bitty image sitting in the middle of that large shirt. So that's one of the reasons I like sublimation. Let me go ahead and hit print here. Print out for us. And I'm going to be sublimating this on a white shirt. I'm going to be sublimating this on a white shirt. I'm going to be sublimating this at 400 degrees for 60 seconds. And you also need a lint roller, a lint brush, a lint remover brush. so that you can get off any dust or particles on your shirt, because if you don't, it's going to show up in your finished product and you don't want that. Okay. So I want you guys to see how this prints out compared to, you know, a smaller image, but I want this to be big because I want everybody to be able to see it. So normally when I'm printing, I normally put one piece of paper in because sometimes your printer might grab two pieces if you have more than one piece of paper in there. And when it does that, it'll print part on one sheet and then the part on another sheet. And you don't want that. You just basically ruin two sheets of paper. So it's coming out here. I just got a feeling it's going to be gorgeous. But just remember, anytime you're doing sublimation, you're going to be printing in the reverse. Okay. Some people ask, why do I like sublimation? Because you're limited to polyester or polyester cotton blend. I like it because the colors are so vibrant and pretty and it bleeds into the material so you can't feel it on the shirt. Like you can hear that. You can't hear that. And that's what you'll get when you're doing sublimation because it's going to bleed right into the fabric. Oh, this is going to be so pretty, y'all. So yeah, to get that image without distorting it, I made it the background. So that's what you saw me do in the second slide. So if you want to make your image your background, do what you saw me do in the second on the second slide instead of just trying to resize it. And I can look and tell when I got ready to print out that first one that that sizing was not right. But this one is boom. Hopefully it'll fit on this shirt. And you don't have to worry about cutting this out with sublimation because it's on a white shirt anyway. So you're not going to have like, you know, this crazy looking background. But sometimes I do tell people to try to trim around the image a little bit. And that's because sometimes you'll end up with, you know, ink on your shirt and you're like, where did that come from? Sometimes your printer will pick up ink as soon as the paper starts to come in. And you may not see it. It may be very, very faint, but it's there. And when you sublimate it, it's going to show up on your shirt. Okay. So sometimes I do cut, just kind of do a rough cut around the image. Oh, y'all, this is so pretty. And this is dull. So I can only imagine what it's going to look like when I put that heat on it. But guess what? We're going to see it together. Oh, it's so big and pretty. Y'all look at that. Look how pretty that turned out. And this is not even the true color because the true colors will not come to life until we put that heat on it. I'm going to show you the difference here. Give me a second. So if we were using 8.5 by 11, this is your comparison. Okay. So when you're doing a larger shirt, you get into the 3X, 4X, 5X, that person is not going to want a little image like this. So this is when you start getting into your bigger images. Now I have this one super, super big because this is for me and this is just how I'm feeling. But, you know, under normal circumstances, you wouldn't really do a full 11 by 17. And this is not even completely an 11 by 17. You can see we still have some real estate here at the top and the bottom. But like I said, we're going to do a rough cut around. My brain want to be a part of this video tutorial. So I'm just going to do a rough cut around. And that's just in case my printer picked up any little bit of ink. And I'm not touching the image, guys. I have my hand on the white part because you do want to give it a chance for your ink to dry because sometimes your printer will have a little bit of wet ink on there on your paper. And you touch that and then you touch the image. You may not see it, but it's going to show up when you sublimate it. So that hopefully will help you guys, you know, when you're saying, well, why has this got some black ink on it? You know, even though people tell you you don't have to cut this out, I always say do a rough cut just in case your printer picked up any ink on those edges. All right. So now it's gonna be like bada boom, bada bang. You're gonna see me coming. Yeah. All right. So that's it, guys. We're ready for the heat press. Like I said, I'm gonna be pressing this on a white polyester shirt. And give me 1 second here. I ordered these shirts off of Amazon. So you can see the shirt is super large because I actually ordered them for somebody else, but I'm going to be using it today. So you can see the shirt is super large, and that image is going to be perfect on this big old shirt. All right. All right, guys, let's meet at the heat press and get this party started. All right, guys, so my heat press is heating up. Again, we're going to be sublimating this at 400 degrees for 60 seconds. The first thing you want to do is you want to lint roll your shirt, and this is going to remove any, dust or hair, that shouldn't be there, because if you don't lint roll, it's going to show up in the finished product, and you don't want that, okay? I do have a 16 by 24 heat press, 16 by 24 inch heat press. And so what I do is when I'm doing a large image like this, I turn my shirt the long way, and that way I can get it all on with one press. If I turn it this way, then I have to take the shirt and push it all the way up towards there, and then I can't really tell if I have it centered, so on and so forth. So here I can tell better if I have my shirt, if I have my shirt right. And normally I do it the other way where you can see it better, but this is good. All right, we're going to take and we're going to lay our heat press down for about 5 seconds just to get out any moisture. And let me stand up here. This is just to remove any moisture from the shirt. So we now have it nice and flat. And this is the heat tape that I'm going to be using. I got this off of Amazon. You can get like a bundle package of it. When I bought my Epson Workforce 7720, I bought my bundles of heat tape it came with heat tape and Teflon sheets, and I've not had to rebuy either, and that's been a couple of years. So it doesn't take a lot of tape for this, guys. I'm just going to take off, I just took off about 4 little pieces of tape, and that's what I'm going to be using to hold my image down. And I have a Teflon sheet that I'm going to put on top to protect my heat press. So yeah, we're going to see where we are. It's almost there, so I'm going to pause you, and then I'm going to come back, and we're going to go ahead and get this party started. All right, our heat press is almost ready. We're going to go ahead and take our image. We're going to lay that image face down. I'm going to come about 3 fingers from the top. Alrighty. Alright, that looks more centered to me. Alright, so we're going to take our heat tape and we're going to put our heat tape down. I'm just going to put a little pinch of a piece, if that's such a thing, a pinch of a piece, y'all, on each side. Top, bottom, left, right. This baby is hot. Do you hear me? Normally I would have my heat gloves on right now because you don't want to take no chances. You understand what I'm saying? this heat tape will help to hold your image in place so that it doesn't shift. And then I'm going to take and I'm going to put my Teflon sheet down. And I have my Teflon sheet to cover up my image. You want to make sure none of the image is sticking out. So just to be on the safe side, I'm going to put a little bit of the Teflon sheet down at the bottom there. So now we have our image completely covered. And again, 400 degrees, 60 seconds. One of the reasons it's best to put your tape down, one, it prevents any ghosting, and two, if you sublimate it, you can kind of lift up a little bit on the image to see if it's as dark and vibrant as you want it, and if not, then you just lay it back down. You know, you just put that little piece back down instead of pulling up the whole thing, and if it's not right, you know, you can't redo it. Okay, so that's the purpose there of your heat tape. So we're going to go ahead and press this for 60 seconds. All right, I'm going to come back when we're about 5 minutes out. I said 5 minutes, 5 seconds out, guys. All right, guys, here we go. And hopefully I was recording. I'm not sure, but I hope I was recording all of that. So I looked at my camera and it was looking like it wasn't recording. So hopefully I got the full thing on there. So this is where you can kind of lift up to see if your sublimation took. And then if not, you can lay it back down and then just heat it again instead of pulling up the whole thing. So that's the purpose of the heat tape, is to help hold your image in place. All right, so I'm going to take a peek here. Oh yeah, that looks great. All right, I'm going to try to bring you in so you guys can see here. Oh yeah, it turned out beautiful. And so the object of the game is to get the ink from the paper over to your t-shirt or to whatever garment you're going to be heat pressing. So let me turn my heat press off. And oops, hit my feet. I'm going to try to bring this in so you guys can see it here. All right. Turn this around and I'm going to bring it up so you can see it. Look how pretty that turned out. Gorgeous, 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 gorgeous. All right, so that is it, guys. That is sublimation. And I have lots of tutorials on my YouTube channel, on my playlist under sublimation. I have lots of tutorials out there on sublimation, so check those out. Listen, it's just the whole shirt. So you don't have to worry about it being a fabric transfer or that it feeling like plastic. This ink bleeds into the material. All right, look how pretty that turned out. There's no lines or anything. Gorgeous, gorgeous. All right, so that is it for the sublimation. I hope I mentioned everything that you need to do sublimation. If there are any questions, comments, concerns about sublimating, then please chime in the comments and I will respond. And you don't have to worry about you know, you washing this and it bleeding out or the colors fading. It will only do that if you're sublimating on 100% cotton. Okay, but if you have a polyester cotton blend, which the higher count is polyester and then the lower count is cotton, you'll be fine. It'll be a little bit, you know, lighter, not as vibrant as this one. And I just want you guys to be able to see those colors, because those colors are not playing. You understand what I'm saying? The colors are not playing. That's why I love sublimation. But yeah, you can sublimate on a polyester cotton blend. Okay, polyester being the higher count. But yeah, that's it. So no fabric softener when you wash it. You can dry it, no problems. You don't have to air dry. This lasts a whole lot longer than your DTVs and your fabric transfers and vinyl and stuff like that. All right. All right, guys, that is it. If you're currently subscribed to my or following me on Facebook, I want to thank you guys so much for the love and support that you show me via Facebook. My Facebook group is Candoris's Cricut and Creative Crafters. If you would like to join us, then please send a Facebook group request to Candoris's Cricut and Creative Crafters and we'll get you in. And in my group, one of the unique things is anytime you see me post something, you don't have to do an F to follow, because I'm going to automatically upload the tutorial on how I did it. So you never have to ask that question in my group on how something was done when it comes directly from me. Now, I don't expect that of my members, but sometimes my group members, you know, they will give all the details and stuff like that. It's not like a show and tell, like they post their images and then, or their pictures of what their work that they did, and then it's crickets. Okay, so that's what I really love about my group, because they do help you if you need help. Okay, and then if you are currently subscribed to my YouTube channel, I want to thank you guys so much for the love and support via YouTube. And if you're not following me on YouTube, I would love to have you join as one of my subscribers. The more the merrier. I have over 350 video tutorials out there on all different types of crafting. I know in this last week you've seen me do some DTV, sublimation, SS10 rhinestones. I do epoxy crafts, paintings, you name it. I do a little bit of everything, and I show you exactly what I'm doing step by step, just like you saw here today. All right, so again, please like, share, and subscribe to my YouTube channel, because I just love it. I love the love and support that you guys show me, and please chime in the comments. I do respond to you guys in the comments. But yeah, that's it. So you guys know my motto is each one reach one, so that each one can teach one. And hey, keep on sublimating, guys. All right, and have a blessed day. Bye.